First things first, obviously with the reveal now, what do you like about this bracket and starting it off against the Bellarmine?
I think this is fun. It's really a really good first game, especially for the community. That's one of the reasons why we would really like to sell this first game out. The Bellarmine guys have always been a part of us. Like Peyton said earlier, we've practiced with them, we've worked out with them during our time here, so we're really close with the guys, so it'll be really nice to see this place at full capacity, not only for us, but for them.
Well, it seems like the sellout's probably a little bit more important now. I was telling Peyton, when you guys were on the podium, TBT announced that regional hosts will have a chance for the first time to host quarterfinal, with the tiebreaker being ticket sales. So you guys are matched up with the Lexington Regional right now,
Right.
meaning if you and La Familia make it, it's going to come down to total attendance, I guess.
Right.
How much more important now is it to rally Louisville fans to get out here?
Yeah, we always want home court advantage, no matter the level. Being in China, Europe, or the NBA, we all know how important home court advantage is. So just having that extra perk would really do us some good.
Chris Jones on the team, and reunited with him. Put some points up against y'all last year. How big is it to have him on your team this year?
Oh, for sure. Chris is an amazing talent. He's wonderful. I personally know how good he is. I was his teammate for a year. I watched him practice every day. But he's always been special. So to have him on the roster is going to be really good. Especially his competitiveness and his energy, and also his smartness. Like, he can play at any level in the country. It's just a matter of who's going to give him that opportunity. So very excited to have this.
Trez was tweeting NBA YoungBoy lyrics the other day. How locked in is he?
Trez can't wait to play, man. I know he had a tough break with his injury, but Trez is a workaholic. Ever since I first seen him when he was a freshman, I would walk in the gym at 12 or 1 a.m. because for some reason that was my schedule, and I would see Trez in there as well in a full-blown sweat. So that was really nice and really good. So I don't doubt it.
For you personally, to have your Bourbon feature so much in this, how important is that to you?
Man, this partnership means so much to me because you have the history of Kentucky Bourbon here, its pastime, its tradition, and then what we're able to do at Mr. and Mrs. Bourbon is kind of implement and integrate what we do with the basketball world, and I'm a basketball player, so it just makes so much sense, and the partnership with the TBT, with Dan, with Jake, those guys have been really good to me. And I'm just very excited. I want to keep this going. The Ville bottles is a really good test run for what's to come, because there's a lot of other amazing teams that maybe want some memorabilia that we can provide. So we're excited to see what that looks like in the future.
Russ, from a basketball perspective, it sounds like you were in the same playing as last year. What kind of lessons did you take from that to apply to this year?
Well, I know it's one of the more competitive leagues. Everybody that's playing has probably played somewhere important or just coming off of a pretty good season or a pretty good league. But we know that the last 4 minutes isn't I guess you can say, it's different. You don't see an Elam ending too much, and coming off the season, you close games out a certain way. So we know we have to do it a different way, and the 8 points have to be done in a certain style. So that's kind of what we're focused on. We know that we have the point guards and the players to lead in games, but now it's a matter of closing out the games differently than we would. Normally we would just dribble out the clock or give the ball to our best free throw shooter, but now we have to really hone in on how to get 8 points efficiently and get it in a way where we're not totally dependent on one-on-one play. So we'll figure it out. Peyton's smart, Chris is smart, Trez is smart. I'm putting all those guys on blast. But yeah, they'll help us figure it out.
At the end of the day, this tournament's just really a great celebration of some of college basketball's past legends, but how important is it for you guys to do something here, maybe even in front of the new Louisville basketball team, to show them what Louisville fans and what Louisville culture is all about?
Yeah, I think this is a good start. You have a lot of transfers coming in, and some of the places some of the schools that the transfers came from. With respect, maybe 5,000 fans is a lot, maybe 7,000 fans is a lot. I know the SEC and the Big Ten they have some really big schools, some big budgets, and some of those teams even pack out their arenas at 15,000, 17,000. But when I was here, I was very blessed to play in front of 22,000 people, with more people trying to sneak inside the Yum Center. So it was a wonderful time, and I just hope those guys can experience just a third of what's to come this season. Freedom Hall, I think it held 6,000, 7,000 people last year, so we can just get fill that up, get a third of 22,000. That'll be great. So it would have to be last year when the fans came out. My senior year in high school, my postgraduate year, I played in a little tournament. It was the Derby Classic, and that was fun. But the best memory probably was having my Bourbon logo on the floor. It gets no better than that for me.
How many bottles of Mr. and Mrs. can $1 million buy?
Bottles. That's a double entendre. Is the glass filled or not? Because if I get some dry goods, that's probably what's going to happen. We win the $1 million. For my cut, I'm getting dry goods. I can get 1 million bottles off of 60,000, I believe.
You had the opportunity to talk to this Louisville team a week or so ago, and just being around that team, what have you kind of noticed, like with some of these new players and just kind of the new culture under Pat Kelsey?
I think they're excited. I think they're very focused on the job that they have to do. The last regime, I think it was 4 games won and 7 games won. So I tell the guys, hey, it's no pressure. If you're good of a basketball player, 7 games shouldn't be easy. Shouldn't be difficult to kind of surpass. So that's your bar, and they're all competitive. So they're fired up. They know the mission. But most importantly, it's not about wins and losses, right? Even though we care about it as humans, it's about what you're leaving on the floor. You can lose 20 games by 1 point, right? But you gave it your all, and that's what matters. So I try to tell the guys that, just be conscious of the energy that you're playing with.